We continue here on this special Saturday morning edition of Final Score Friday with some March Madness. The first full day of the NCAA men's tournament saw the first big upset as Oral Roberts shocked the 2-seed Ohio State, but it also signaled the end of Virginia Tech's and Liberty's seasons. Later tonight, VCU, UVA, and Norfolk State will look to advance into round 2. Lane CASADONTE has more from Indianapolis.
One half of the first round is in the books. Both VCU and UVA get their tournament started in tomorrow night's second half of the first round. Tony Bennett and Mike Rhoades' squads each have a little reason to be anxious coming in. UVA has only practiced once since a positive COVID test at last week's ACC tournament in Greensboro, while some of Mike Rhoades' best players are in the dance for the first time. But each of them want to remind their teams to remember what got them this far and to get ready to play the best 40 minutes of the season.
Whatever we can do to make ourselves as ready as possible, to understand the opponent's abilities, but to be true to who we are and just be ready and know you're going to have to play, in this case, all the minutes well.
If we're in that position where things aren't going great for us early in the game on Saturday, we have to make sure that we stick together and we hang in there and we don't play angry or frustrated. We play the right way all the time.
UVA will play without that as yet unnamed player that tested positive last week. Mike Rhoades will have his full roster except for Keyshawn Curry, who remains away from the Rams dealing with a family matter. From the NCAA tournament in Indianapolis, Lane CASADONTE, CBS 6 Sports.
Back to football. Mechanicsville playing in their first game since their overtime loss to Hanover in week 1, taking on the Hawks, who are off to a 2-1 start. It was no score in the second. Hanover in the red zone. Hawks quarterback Levi Huseman gets picked off in the end zone by Cole Varner to end a Hanover threat. Ensuing Mechanicsville drive, Jackson Curry makes the hit. Ball comes loose. James Pierce recovers for Hanover, but they were unable to turn that into points. Hanover got a field goal late in the first half, led 3-0 at the break, and was able to come away with the win over Mechanicsville by the final of 17-14. Meanwhile, pretty important matchup in Region 1A. West Point hosted Rappahannock. The Raiders just 1 point behind a King Queen for first in the region. Second quarter, West Point up 7-0. Defense wanted to add that as Khalil Norris picks off the quarterback. He returns at 25 yards to be in business. Later in the drive, Norris finds Trey Lawson for an 8-yard touchdown. Tack on the 2-point conversion is 14-0 Pointers. Raiders come back with a response. Khalid Gaines shows off the wheels, takes in 45 yards deep into West Point territory. A couple of plays later, Gaines finishes the drive with a 2-yard touchdown. Rappahannock trailed 14-8 at the break after the 2-point conversion. West Point will get a late touchdown in the fourth and slip past the Raiders 30-28 the final.